save your parents a lot of money, first of all, and some of us don't have the opportunity for the parents to pay your way, and so then you take out student loans. And student loans are probably one of the worst things that you can come out of college with, because you come in a new world fresh, and there you are, student loans, and you don't understand how much of a bearing they are until you get there. So scholarships is very important to do good in school and work your way through and get the scholarships and keep them, because when you get to college, you can lose them a lot easier than you can keep them. And it's very important to study. And I got on a pattern that I'll share with you. Whenever I was in college, I didn't, high school looked easy for some people. You just kind of make it through, and then college is going to hit you in the face a little bit harder, especially depending on what degree. I have an engineering degree, so there's a lot of math involved, and I'm not the smartest person. So I work hard, and I study every night, and you can start that pattern right now. In high school, you could probably set aside 30 minutes to an hour to study every night. If you get in this routine of studying, I had a pattern in college. I would go to school, I'd go to gym, and then I would go back to the library, and I would be there for 2 hours minimum. That's what I did in college. Or most of the time longer, because I had a lot of homework. But in high school, you can get away with 30 minutes to an hour. If you can do that every night, set aside 30 minutes to an hour to read, or go over some of your homework, or the problems, or whatever you did that day, your grades are going to improve. I can assure you. And that will pay off in the long run. I know it's in one ear out the other, I know. It will pay off in the long run whenever you get to be a senior. Your grades have been good for those 4 years, and you're going to college. So college is your next step from your high school fishing. High school fishing is going to get you in the door with a lot of people. It's going to let you meet, sponsors, some people that are willing to help you along the way, and you can continue that when you get to college. But I tell kids this all the time, because they go to college just to be on the fishing team. Do not do that. That's the worst thing you can do, because if you go to be on just the fishing team, the chances at the end of the day of you go there, you say, well, I can't study enough because I'm fishing tournaments all the time, so I'm just going to get a generic degree. That's probably won't help you when you get out at the end of the day. You don't have scholarships, and you're going to have student loans on a degree that you're not even going to use. So don't go to college strictly for the fishing team, because to be real with you for a minute, the chances of you becoming a professional straight out of college is you've got just as good a chance of winning the lottery, to be honest. It is. You see Dustin Connell, you see a lot of these guys that come from college fishing, Jacob, or Jordan Lee, Matt Lee, they come from the college fishing and they've made something of themselves. But you know how many kids that are trying to do the same thing? And so if you go to college strictly for a fishing team and you base your degree on fishing, it's very hard to work out from there. So I encourage you, a lot to join the fishing teams at the college you choose. Everybody doesn't want to go to Bethel or something like that, because those colleges are doing good. Their fishing teams are phenomenal. But go to a college that you truly are going to enjoy. Do the degree that you want, that you see yourself doing. I quit fishing in college. I didn't take my boat. I went to Arkansas Tech, Darnell right there. Didn't take my boat. Whenever I got into engineering, I realized there was no way that I could fish, with my limitations of learning. I didn't have that ability to learn without reading or studying. So I couldn't fish and do studying. I come home on the weekends and I hunted and fished, but it wasn't like I wasn't there to fish tournaments. It is a great opportunity to meet more people and fish against a lot of people and learn the lakes all over the country. That's the biggest thing that you take away from that is learning more than just Arkansas. But I encourage you to fish college, but do it wisely, is what I guess is what I was saying. And you'll take a lot away from that, and once you graduate, say you don't make it professional, you don't have that opportunity to do it anymore, then you're going to have a job that you're not mad at yourself over for going to college strictly for fishing. And then if you don't want to go to college, and that's completely fine. Trade jobs are some of the best jobs you can have out there. Get into BFLs. None of y'all are quite 16 yet, but as soon as you turn 16, you can fish the BFLs. You fish as a co-angler. I know a lot of guys, myself included, you think you're better than the boat. So you don't want to go as a co-angler because, you know, I'm better than him. But you're going to draw a lot of good fishermen. And there's some co-anglers that I fish with they're way older than me, and they just strictly fish co-angler. They just like to meet new people. They don't have a boat, and they hop in the boat, and they get to fish with some good fishermen. The BFLs are stacked with some really good fishermen, and you typically have to pay some money to go on a guide trip. So you're getting a guide trip out of the deal, you learn a lot, and it's just a lot of fun. 16, you can do the BFLs, you can do the Costas. Those are a little bit higher level, more stakes, more expensive. But right now, the BFL for a co-angler is $100 a tournament. So for $100, you got a chance at meeting new people and fishing waters you might not fish. And people fish a lot different than you think, and you learn a lot. I did it my first year. I didn't fish BFLs until after I graduated college. And my very first one as a co-angler, the boater won the BFL. So that was pretty cool. And then I took a year off, and the next year I went back and I switched as a boater, and I won the very first BFL I ever fished as a boater. So that was my experience with BFL. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of like a family once you start meeting people. It's perfect for kids, especially when kids out fish. Was Tristan nice? Did he go here? Okay. Bryson Kennedy, he's doing really good, and he was on the co-angler side. And
that's been a big change over the last 3 or 4 years. So many more of these kids are getting into we had what was Thor's name? Harmon. I mean, some of those guys, now they're getting to be seniors, juniors, and they're starting to branch out. Once they fish with us for a while, then they start doing the BFLs or, I guess Mr. Bass did it this year as a co-angler, but,
yeah, Mr. Bass canceled, but they're rebranded with Trent Bills. They're not bringing them back. But that's another one, Mr. Bass, that they bring back others. But just jump in some of these tournaments. You don't have to fish all of them, You're going to learn a lot. For you guys, y'all have the advantage already that I tell people to fish a co-angler the first year because the parking lot, the takeoff, every boat trip, that can be overwhelming. You guys already have that leg up because y'all do most of that in these high school tournaments where you're already around a lot of people. To me, 20 boats was a big tournament, and then I jumped in that first BFL, and there was 150 boats there, and it's kind of overwhelming. So it's just a really good learning experience, and I think you'll enjoy it. But most importantly, I preach this to every person that talks to me, about studying. It's such a big deal. And your grades improve, and I know that you just want to go outside, hunt, fish, play, whatever, but I'm telling you, it will pay off in the long run. And that's my advice to you guys on education. The fishing side of things, you see a lot of kids just going out saying, I did good, I need a sponsor, what will you give me? Well, these guys want to see you catch it. And so, if you catch fish, people will recognize it. If you catch fish consistently, you can't just win one tournament unless it's the best classic or something like that. And, they're going to come to you. But if you catch fish consistently, that is how to get recognized. You're in the top 10, say 20% of the time. You're in the top 20% of most tournaments. That's where you want to be. Keep your name relevant. Social media is such a big deal nowadays, and it's so hard to, as a person having a job and everything, it's very hard to keep social media current. So you guys see, I know everyone uses Google Slides. Those guys they've changed the YouTube fishing. They opened the door to a whole new thing. And you see a lot of these pros now going like Jacob Wheeler, Edwin Evers. They're all doing the YouTube deal, and there's so much knowledge out there for you guys to watch. And to me, I guess I learn differently. I'm more of a hands-on. I've got to be doing it to learn it, but some people learn by just watching those videos. I try to put out some of those videos myself because I want to share what I've learned. And it's so crazy to think it's taken these guys 20, 30, 40 years to get this knowledge, and you watch all this in a matter of several hours of watching YouTube, but your learning curve is exponentially quicker. And then the younger generation has always had an upper hand on the electronics. The electronic side of things, it's limitless now on how much money you can spend on electronics. be honest with you, I did pretty good with just 2D and a GPS, but I learned the live scope deal relatively quick, and most kids are gonna pick up on it because it's like video game fishing. You gotta have a little bit of an imagination and creative side, and you can really figure out the fish. And I use the live scope to be more accurate on brush piles, or to see how the fish is reacting to my bait. If I'm throwing a moving bait and I see the fish run up on it and they're not wanting it, you know, you generally want to change color, change cadence, change speed. Something's not right that's triggering that fish, but that's kind of getting skewed the more live scope is out there, because these fish are seeing so many more baits that it's just gonna get tougher to catch the fish. But it's the electronic side is something to learn. Some people just love going down the bank. That makes a lot of money. I heard a statistic a few years ago that 90% of the tournaments are 1 in 10 foot of water or less. And that statistic is probably still pretty true, but your live scope game is going to change that statistic a little bit, because more people are getting offshore and getting more accurate on what they're doing out there. So, other than the education part that I can't pick enough, that's the most important thing. Fishing aside, the education of your school is much more important in getting scholarships. As y'all become older, you're going to want to learn about the scholarships, because they're not going to freely tell you about this stuff, and it's a lot of work. But I promise you, you think right now your life is going by so slow. You're just like, God, I'm just ready for 3 o'clock to get here, get out of here, and then you're going to blink. And you've probably heard this from your parents. I heard from my parents. You're going to blink, and you're going to be 30 years old, and you're going to think, what in the heck happened? And so you're gonna graduate high school, and you're gonna go to college. You're gonna think 4 more years. If you choose to go to college, you're gonna think 4 more years. Golly. And then you're gonna blink, and it's gonna be done. So the little bit of pain of studying, getting the rhythm of paying attention to class, doing your homework, showing up. In 4 years, you're gonna look back. You're gonna be done. You won't have any debt, and you're gonna think, man, that wasn't even that long. So education is the most important part that I can preach. I know y'all are here to talk about fishing. So, any questions about Dardanelle, or where y'all are going, or what y'all are doing?
How many people have fished Dardanelle before? Great.